Hello and welcome to the Dutchin channel. It's Saturday the 20th of April 2024, just gone 10:35 in the morning, and we're going to do the selections from Brighton. Just to let you know, I have put up the Air Fancies for today and the Newbury and the Nottingham selections. They're all up already. This will be the last one I put up today. This will be, as I say, this is Brighton. We're going to start off with the 406. We have got a non-runner in Mary of Medina, but I didn't have this to finish anywhere bar last. So we're going to go into our spreadsheet, little looking different. I had a part of yesterday off in the morning, went through everything because we was on a bit of a, well, the selections that we were picking in April were like winning and losing, and I've got to get back on some kind of a winning trail. So I finally did that yesterday and got everyone back to levels. It's been a hard month, a hard going month. And I look back at this system. This is another one that I normally put into practice at some point, and I just thought it was time for it. You know, I don't like to blame any going, but something happened from 2 days left in March right the way up to today. All right, 2,900 was a nice profit in March, but we've gone a long way since then and not won nothing. All right, we haven't lost anything, but we haven't won anything. So it's quite a long way to go when you think it's taken us 3 weeks to get to this point. We might as well have had a holiday and not betted, but you're not to know that, of course. So we're going to start with the 406, and again I like to have 3 lines of form for each horse, which I have in this instance, but the page goes on a little bit because everything is bigger. And our top selection here is going to be Conquistador. So we'll go into Matchbook and we'll see what they give. And Conquistador, this is currently showing at 6.2, but we will be getting back to this normal Dutchin system that I did, and that's why I've come on here this morning to do it. So Conquistador 6.2, stakes of £16 and 13 pence would return us £100. And then we've got Faustus, which at the moment is trading at 10. Might be good to put it into Conquistador though. Right, we'll be trading at 10, and stakes of £10 would return us £100. Then we've got Antiphon, and Antiphon, that is currently 13.5, and stakes of £7.41 will return us £100. And then we've got Haymaker, which is currently the favourite here, 6-4 or 2.5. So let's do the first 3 first. £33.54, that leaves us £16 and 46 pence. So we can have that on Haymaker. That's £50 staked. We've got 3 running for us, and we've got Haymaker mopping up the rest. And I will go back and do a recap, and we'll go through all the horses properly, but we've got 3 running for us in that first race. Now the second race is another one of those maidens I'm not too really keen on. We've got 5 horses that haven't seen the race course before, so we'll just go into this. And when I look at it, it is a class 5, which could be anything up to about an 80 rated horse, which we have got in it, and that's Bob the Bandit. Violet Love, that they pushed this one to the 4, made that favourite. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure about that. But with 5 horses for their debut runs, I wouldn't be backing anything. So we'll have a look at the prices though, because some people will want to bet in those type of races, whether it's return favourites or or whatever else. Let's have a look in the 440. There is an 8 race card there at Brighton. And you can see that there is no liquidity in this race whatsoever. So it's take your pick from what you would have wanted there. And there is no value at all. So I couldn't even begin to help on that race. Let me move into the 5:15. Big handicap here, 13 go at the post. All horses have got 3 lines of form, so this would be a betting race for me. But let's just make sure they've got some liquidity in this. I think they will have, being a handicap. So the 5:15, it's on 107. It isn't great, but it's good enough just for information. We'll start off with our top selection, which is Awesome Spirit. An Awesome Spirit, 19.5. Stakes of £5.13 would return us £100. And our second selection is Moodahim. And Moodahim is currently trading at 14.5. Stakes of £6.90 would return £100. And then you got Muy Guapo, that's how it's pronounced, and that's currently 16.5. Stakes of £6.06 will return us £100. And our full selection is Moorgate, and Moorgate is right down the bottom here. Just lift it up in case you can't see from there. And Moorgate, that's currently trading at 38. So this system does throw up more outsiders, but of course could throw up more losers. But I have been back on it, so I did try it out again yesterday for 4 meetings, which come up quite nice. So we did well yesterday. Arlo Sunshine is the next one, and this is currently 18, and stakes of £5.56 would return us £100. Dulcet Spirit, that is 11, and stakes of £9.09 would return us £100. Comedian Leader is next, that is 32, and stakes of £3.13 would return £100. Now you can see in this totals column with the orange background that these are my ratings, but they also tell us the amount of lengths. So if you was to say 64.75, go all the way down to the bottom there, 56.75, that tells me there'll be 8 lengths between first and last. I'm not saying that's how it's going to happen, but that's just my estimated ways of thinking this could end up. So you might think you're backing all the outsiders here, but it wouldn't take much for one at the bottom to come through as a favourite that we've left out. Sir Titan, 13.5, stakes of £7.41 would return us £100, and now we've laid out £45.90. So just a £4 and 10p left. And our next selection is Here's Sadie, and that's at 12.5. We know we're not going to have the money for that one, so we're going to need £4 and 10p, and that will be all the £50 staked. We will go through it all again, but at the moment we've got 8 running for us and 1 to mop up the rest. Then we'll move along to the 5:45 at Brighton. 6 go to post here, another race that I like, where they've all run before. And we'll start off with our top selection here, which will be Eton Blue, but let's just make sure. Should have gone through some of these really. That's the 5:15 handicap. Now the 5:45. Yeah, this Upeppo would have been my number one selection, but it is a non-runner, and I had taken that out earlier. So Eton Blue would now be my top selection. And this is halfway through the card now on race 4. So Eton Blue, that's currently 10.5. Stakes of £9.52 would return us £100. And our second selection is Ensured, which is the favourite at 3.5. £28.57 would return us £100. And our third selection is going to be Suffragette, and this is currently at 6.8. And let's see if we've got enough money to put on that. We have £11.90 left, so that will be the maximum stake for our third one, and that's our stakes now £50. So we've got 2 running for us for £100 and 1 to mop up the rest. Then we're going into the 6.15. This is another handicap race where they've all run before. And these are the races I prefer to bet in. And there was I think there was a couple of non-runners in this race as well. So let's just go into that first. Oh yeah, the Hiccups was my second selection here. That's a non-runner. So this puts my Red Hot Rose further clear. But don't get too excited on this Red Hot Rose, because the last race wasn't very good. It's only run 4 times in its life, but it's done very, very well in maiden company. Now, what you can see here doesn't tell the true story. I didn't work out the 4th line down because I don't need to in these type of races. But let's just have a quick look at it while I'm here. 74, 63, 73. So Red Hot Rose would have run off of something like a 73 rating first time out, which is very good. And then you can see from what I've got here, the last 2 times, if you want to look at that. This one was over 73, got beat 15 lengths, but was £19 in hand. And then 75 got the 9 1/4 lengths and was £6 in hand there. So we're talking of a 77, a 71, and the last one that I just said to you would have been around 73. This horse has got such a low handicap rating that this is most probably my horse of the day. Now you look at it. Well, you could have done if I hadn't have deleted it. Let's go back in again. If you look at this horse's form, it absolutely tells you nothing. And this is most probably one I need to do a tutorial on. Because if you look at the ratings of this horse, the bottom 3, not the top one, the bottom 3, you've got 37, 41 and 42. Now, I've got this rated worst at 71. Then I've got a 73 and a 77. It's all hidden, you can't see it. So this horse, to me, is going to be plotted up at some point to win. If you look at it last time, it still wasn't a terrible run against Van Zart here. It finished 8th. It was only a 59 rated race. Towards rear, some headway over 2 out, weakened over 1 out. Was 100 to 1. You could see they wasn't trying with that. The weight was terrible again at 9 stone 9. But it looks like, looking at that, everybody was on similar weights in that race. So there's something about this horse that I don't know about backing it today. I most probably well, I won't, most probably, I will be back in it today because it's my top selection. But there's something about it that I will be putting in my tracker. All right, this will be a horse for the future. I will, as I said, do a tutorial video on it and show you some of the horses that have started in similar company, and sometimes it can take them 10 races to get a win. Right, so this is not something that I'd be looking for today, but what I would be doing is doing it to win on a separate bet. I'd be doing that to win or returning £100, and then I would be doing to make sure that I added on my stake today to that £100 again next time to get the money back from this until I profited what I want to on it. But again, I'll explain that in a tutorial. But this is most probably my horse of today. It's not a nap to win, it's just a horse to follow. Whether it wins or not is another thing. I mean, the weight's coming down on it. Today it's on 9 stone 3, but it's still well clear of the second horse, which is on 58. I've got this nearly 18 lengths clear. But whether they go to win today with it, I do not know. But if we look in the betting here, you'll see that it's 33 to 1 in the racing post. We have had hiccups come out since. So we're going to go and look at the betting in Matchbook. And this is what I like about this system. It throws things out that people can't see. And Red Hot Rose at the moment, it is the outsider. And it is on there, available at 48. How will we know if this horse is going to be fancied? Well, first of all, the price will plummet. That will give you an idea today. And if it stays as it is, then you think to yourself, they're not going to try with it, but I'll be definitely looking at the running of that race. So Red Hot Rose, 48, stakes of £2.08 will return us £100. So either way, that would be my bet in that race. It wouldn't be any different. The second selection we've got is Chormo, and Chormo there is 14. Stakes of £7.14 would return £100. And our third selection is Native Melody. This is 17.5. Made too many mistakes. I think it's because I've been out of action doing this for a week or two. So Native Melody, 17.5. Stakes of £5.71 would return £100. Our fourth selection is Miss Tiki. And Miss Tiki, another big outsider. This is 48. Stakes of £2.08 would return £100. Bletchley Storm, a bit more up to the top. This one, 8.2. And stakes of £12.20 would return £100. Global Tycoon is the favourite at 3.45. So let's see if we've got enough first of all to put on that. We've only got £20.78, so that would be the maximum on Global Tycoon. And we'll just make sure that comes to 50. Yeah, so we've got 5 running for us and 1 mopping up. So we'll go on to the next race, which will be the 6:45. Again, a nice race. I like these ones where we've got 3 lines of form on every horse. And we'll start off here with our top selection of Barbarossa. Let's just make sure that everybody was running in this one. Oh yeah, I had this to finish around 6th, I think. Roman Tempest, that's a non-runner. And I think we did the non-runner. Yeah, hiccups in the last race. So Barbarossa is our top selection. We're going to go into Matchbook. And we'll see there that Barbarossa is currently 24. Stakes of £4.17 would return £100. Total Lockdown, that's currently trading at 10, so £10 stake would return £100. Velvet Vulcan is 4.4, this is second favourite, £22.73 would return £100. And Gilbert at 8.2 would require stakes of £12.20. Let's just make sure I've got that. Yeah, to return £100. And we've got 91 pence left that will end up going on Chinthurst. And where did I know that was going to be? Right. So that is £50 stakes. We've got 4 running for us and 1 mopping up a coffee. That's all that will be. And then we'll move into the penultimate race here, which is going to be the 720. Again, nice race, full of good form now. And this is another selection that I quite like today. It's not clear of anything. It's not something I could say that I would want to back that as a single. At Local Bay, I do think has got quite a good chance in the 720. And Believe You Me and Roundabout Silver are non-runners in this race. But it's funny that Tony Carroll has left this one in with William Carson aboard. But going back, you can see that he took the one out here, which was my top selection. He's made that one a non-runner. And on its own, you can just look at these and think to yourself, oh, I wonder. But John Berry took one out. Simon Dow from Epsom has taken one out. And has taken, I didn't realise the other one was Simon Dow's as well. So they must be ground related, I would think. Yeah, so anyway, let's get back to this 720. We'll go into Matchbook, the penultimate race here at Brighton. And Local Bay is the outsider, and that's currently 24. Stakes of £4.17 would return £100. And Mr. Fustic is the other outsider there at 18.5. Stakes of £5.41 would return £100. And Bernardine, this is 6.8. Stakes of £14.71 would return £100. And Intercessor, the second favourite at 5.3. This would require £18.87 to return £100. And now we've laid out 43.15, so £6.85 left. And we may as well put that in for now, £6.85, because it's going to go on Island Native, who's currently at 8.2. And that will be the last bet in that race. That's £50 stakes. We've got 4 going for us and 1 mopping up. And into the last race, another nice handicap to end proceedings. And let's have a look. This was another one that sort of stood out for me, but it's going to be a very tight race, this. I've got 12 lengths between first and last, so it's going to, I think this race will be quite tight. So into the 750, I think there was a couple of non-runners when I last looked at that. Yeah, Edmund Ironside and Cap and Teebs. That is the 2 non-runners there. I've already removed those in advance. So we'll now go into Matchbook. into the last here, and again you can see 38 for Beautiful Surprise. So many outsiders doing it this way. I mean, yesterday I made quite a healthy profit, but I give so many outsiders, some of them that are just a waste of time, but you never know which one's going to come in and the favourite's going to let you down. I haven't got too many favourites today, so I'm hoping that, as Saturdays go, they're normally for the bookies, but maybe we can get something out of it today. Then we've got Star of Sussex. This is showing at 25. So £4 stakes would return us £100. Then we've got Cody Noir, which is 15.5. Stakes of £6.45 would return £100. Then James Park Woods, that is 16.5. Stakes of £6 and 6 would return £100. Chico Dulce, 17.5. Stakes of £5.71 would return £100. Uncle Dick, now don't even know how this has got to favouritism. 2.72. So let's see how much we'd staked before that. £24.86, so it left us £25.14. The only thing I can think of here, it is a sort of a Brighton specialist, let's say, but it's not one that I really fancy. But that again is everything staked. We've got 5 running for us and 1 mopping up. So we're going to go back to our first race at Brighton. Just do a quick recap of what we've got. We better open up the calculator as we're going to need this. So the 406, we've got 3 running for us here. Conquistador, Faustus and Antiphon. And Haymaker, 2.5 times £16.46 would give us a return of 41.15, so it wouldn't be too bad as we've got 3 running. Then it will be a no bet definitely in the 440 because there's more than half the field that haven't run before. Then in the 515 we've got 8 running for us here, and they are Awesome Spirit, Mudahim, Mui Mui Guapo, Moorgate, Arlo Sunshine, Dulcet Spirit, Comedian Leader, and Sir Titan. And then we've got a horse called Here's Sadie. That will be 12.5 times the odd money over, which was £4.10. That's going to give us £51.25, so it will be money back in that instance, which is better than nothing, of course. Then in the 545 we've got 2 here, Eton Blue and Insured. One of those will return £100. And the third selection, £11.90 on Suffragette at 6.8 will return us £80.92, so that's fine. Then we're going into the 615 here, where we've got 5 running for us, and that's Red Hot Rose, Churmo, Native Melody, Mystique and Bletchy Storm. And then the favourite Global Tycoon, 3.45 times £20.78 would return us £71.69, so there would be a profit there. Then into the 645 we've got 4 running for us, Barbarossa, Total Lockdown, Velvet Vulcan and Gilbert. And the other horse which is Chinthurst, the favourite at 3.05. Times this by 91 pence, or £1 if you're at Betfair, and that will return us £2.77, so nothing to get excited about. Then the penultimate race, the 7:20, we've got 4 running for us. That's Local Bay, Mr. Fustic, Bernardine, and Intercessor. One of those 4 would return us £100. And then we've got Island Native, 8.2 times £6.85. This would return us £56.17. So there would be a part profit in that, but at least it's our money back. And into the last race here, we've got 5 running for us. Beautiful Surprise, Star of Sussex, Cody Noir, James Park Woods, and Chico Dulce. One of those 5 would return £100. And Uncle Dick here, they're coming for that obviously because of the course specialist. That will return us £68.38. So that's every race done today at Brighton. I just want to go back where we want to look at this Brighton 6:15. Not so much for today, remember, but I will be following it. But this is a horse that will win in time. This is Red Hot Rose, so just keep that in your tracker. If you want to gamble it today, I will do an each way bet, or if you want to look for a place, perhaps in the first 4 or something on Betfair, they do that kind of a bet. But it's not something I'm expecting, because they will come for it if it is going to win. So let's just have a look in that 6:15 again, just before I go. They are doing 4 places here as well. And Red Hot Rose to finish in the first 4 is 4.2, but I don't see that as a good bet. So that is going to be it from Brighton. I have uploaded Nottingham and Newbury and Ayr, so you can go in and have a look at the selections there. But that's everything for today. I'll be back for the results show tonight, see how we got on. Hopefully this will be the first day this month that we would actually be in profit if we do manage to get something from the bookies today. It's been a hard month, 3 weeks roughly, but to get back to level I think is blinding considering what we had lost at the start. So let's try and push on now, try and get some of these in this afternoon. There's a lot on TV to watch early afternoon, and then I've done the 2 twilight meetings, so there's stuff to keep on watching right the way through all the afternoon and the early evening. So good luck with whatever you're playing today, and as I say, happy punting.